it just got ended in 1 minute. So I decided to create one quickly and send it to you all. So it's great if you all have joined, and it will be great. Sorry again that this is happening actually a lot, and maybe we'll see what to do. So hello all. Okay, so I am okay. I think I am available now. So we will start now, and as always, attendance will be given at the end. So let's get started, and let me share my screen. So this is what we have done. Okay, till yesterday means all this. What was where were we? Okay, so state and all these things we have done yesterday only. So state and all. So now we are going to do. There are a lot to done in the class based only because class based will, as I've told, I'm good. So class based will go till tomorrow, and after that the 2 days will be all hook based. Okay, so let's get started. And now what to do first? First is that we're going to learn about destructuring. Okay, we're going to learn. Let me make it a bit more smaller because the main thing should be this code, not this thing. Okay, so that is okay. And so the first thing which we are going to do, as I'm telling, first thing is we're going to do is destructuring. So we have already seen how to pass props data from app.js to different components we have seen. Okay, we were passing it to greeting and welcome, a function component and a class-based component we're passing. Okay, so now what we are going to do first is that we're going to learn how to use the destructuring in this prop. So destructuring is the ES6 way. Okay, it's a ES6 way to have a shortcut. So you will ask why to use the shortcut. I will not use the shortcut, but if some developer uses the shortcut, as I've always say, in a big project, a lot of people works. So if another developer uses a shortcut, then you should know what is this shortcut. Okay, so first we are going to look into the functional thing. Again, I'm going to uncomment this all. So this all I have created yesterday only. So those who not seen, please go and see the day one also. And if you have not filled the attendance also, and please you can do this in previous days the attendance also, you can go and see. I think the live chat will be enabled. You can fill it. I'll accept it, no problem. Okay, so that is there. And so this I again this I have. Let me uncomment it and uncomment it and uncomment this greeting. Save it. So I'll see now. Yeah, so this is shown like this. Let me open the greeting now. So greeting, we are passing two kind of props. One is the normal props and one is the children props. Okay, we are passing these two. So these two are passing. So now how to destructure it? Destructure is nothing but a shortcut, and we do this shortcut using object destructuring because props is an object. We have seen that yesterday. So the first way to do it is like destructuring it here itself. Okay, so like this I'll do. I know two props are coming. So name, comma, children are coming. So I will destructure them both, and then I will cut it and like this props dot name and props. Okay, not children. So these two things are there. I will save it. Okay, I will save it. Okay, and see. Now nothing is breaking, so or else it would have given us error. So this is how we destructure. This is one of the way. So the props is coming, and I am destructuring it in the parameter only. So in functional component, actually there are two ways to destructure. One is this way, and you'll see most people will destructure in this way or this way only. So there is another way. Instead of destructuring it here, I'll do a proper object destructuring. I'll have it as props only. Then I'll have this like const like this and equal to props I'll do and save it. Okay, so now let's see, it is like this. So this is proper object destructuring I'm doing. So this is in the class base, this is in the functional component. Now we'll see how to do destructuring in a class based component, which is this welcome. And let me do this, save it, and this welcome is there. So I'll open this welcome, and welcome is opened. One sec. Okay. So here, how to do this? Here there is no parameter or something like that. Okay, so we don't have the first way. So like there is no parameter. How to do the first way? But we have the second way only. So this way only we have. So I will copy it. But here one thing is that you have to give this destructuring inside this render, or it doesn't work. So inside this, but there is no props is there. What we are going to do here? We are going to do have a this dot props. This is the props I'm going to do, and then I'm going to come back here, and now I can just delete this thing, just delete this thing, like this name and children I'm doing, and this has been deleted like this. Okay, so now this is done, and see now this is also showing no error is there, and props and children deleted. And here it is much more beneficial because we are making this such a long thing short. So this is object destructuring which I've already taught in ES6. Okay, so as I told, every concept will be used. Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to look into event handling. Okay, event handling we are going to look, and event handling we briefly saw in the means where we saw it. Okay, in this counter example, we saw briefly this event handling. We have mainly we'll see the event binding. So we saw this thing because we were getting some error. We saw this thing. So now we are going to see 4 ways to solve this issue. Okay, this keyword is a very big issue here. So there's 4 ways to solve this issue we are going to see. So again, we'll go back and let me have okay. One sec. Okay. So let me again close this. Let me do one thing. Let me okay. Let me comment this all out now. Comment this all out. Comment this all out. And now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to have one more thing. So nothing is coming, and this will be called as event. Hi bind.js. Hi all. Okay, event bind.js I'll do, and again it will be RCC shortcut. Export default is like event bind. I'll do, and someone was asking in the comment yesterday how to get a job without DSN algo in the React thing only. Just do React, you will get a job. Anywhere you will get a job, means I will give you a job if you learn ReactJS and have at least 5-6 projects. Okay, 5-6 projects you have to have in your LinkedIn or in your profile. Good projects you have to have, and I will give you a job. So there is so much job in ReactJS. People don't find ReactJS developers. Okay, so this is there, and event bind is there, and a class is there. So we are going to see that same issue which we have seen earlier, means this keyword was causing issue. So let us first create that issue. So I will have a r like this, and this dot state will be like is equal to hello world. I will have, and inside this I will have like this, and maybe h3 this dot state dot message will be shown, then button will be there. So what we're seeing here, we are seeing the different ways to do the event binding and to solve the issue of this operator which was coming. Okay, so this is not defined, that thing which was coming. So there are 4 ways to solve that issue in a classless component. On click, I'll have one on click equal to, I'll have this. So this dot handle click. So I'll have this function like this dot handle click, and I handle click I'll have, and now I have a this dot set state, and it is not goodbye word, it is hello React. Okay, so this dot set state is like the message I'm going to change it. Okay, so this is save. Let me save it, and event bind. Let me show the event bind here. So I'll come here and I will show the event bind like this. Event bind, save it, and event bind is like a hello world. So this is there, but again, if I'm going to let me inspect it, because we are going to get an error here, and that error will be like if I click it, it will show that the state is not undefined and all. Okay, this thing it will show. So what is this error exactly? Let us find it out. Okay, to find out this error, what we have to do, actually, to comment this out, and I'll do one thing. I'll do a console dot log of this. Okay, and console dot log of this, I'll do save it, and now let me comment this out and click it. So this is undefined. Actually, the problem is not in set state, the problem is in with this. So this is not defined. So this is something which is very complicated. I have a very good video on my site, maybe I'll give the link today for this keyword. And this is something which is like a var but not a var, but inside a classes we generally use this keyword a lot. See, like this dot state I'm doing. So now this dot state I can even access it here. If I would given it a var or something, I would not been able to access it. So this is there in all class-based thing in a JavaScript. This is a JavaScript console. Okay, this is not a React console. This problem is a JavaScript console. So this dot state I have given, and I'm able to use it here. But the thing is that this should be binded to this method. This method it should be binded. So it is not binded to this method. That's why it is coming undefined. So there are 4 ways to solve these things, and one way we have seen this like this. I'll going to do, and it will solve it. The bind method is in JavaScript method. Okay, so this is the one way. So let us do let us start with something similar to that. So the first way to solve it is this dot handle click dot bind this. So it means that binding the this keyword with this handle click function. Okay, and then I will have this like uncomment it out and save it and share it, and like this it is hello world. Then I'll click it and see this hello React is coming, and this is also this now belongs to this function. So to this class event bind. So event bind is there. So that is okay. Now the next thing is that this is method number 1. So now we'll see the method number 2. Method number 2 is like we'll see the method number 2 actually. So method number 2 is like comment this out, and I will have this button and click is like this, and on click is equal to this dot handle click I'll do, and this will be like this dot handle click, and here I have to come here and I have to bind it here in the constructor. Okay, constructor runs only once, so I'm binding it here. So handle click equal to this dot handle click dot bind it. So constructor, when it will run once, it will be run. So that is there, and I'll click again. So hello React is coming. So this is there like that. Okay, so this is done. Now the next thing is like so the next way, as I told, there are 4 ways to do this thing. So the method, these 2 are actually a very old kind of a method. So the new kind of a method are with arrow function. Okay, are with arrow function, and I'm going to comment this out, and button and click is there, and okay, so the method number 3 is like here the on click is there. On click equal to, I will call it through a arrow function here only, right? And this method is used in 90% of 10% of the cases. See, nowadays nobody uses those bind method. The bind method are a bit older. Arrow function, what happens, like this is binded to itself. Okay, so this is binded to this function. This is one way to do it. Through arrow function, calling the arrow function here, okay, itself. And if I save it, if I come here, if I click it, hello React, and this event bind is coming. So this will be shown like this. Okay, so this is one of the way. Method number 3. So method number 4, the last method is the one which we use the most. And that is not touching it here, not touching in the constructor, but and that will be used 95% of the time. This handle click is there. Okay, I will make this function itself into an arrow function equal to like this. It will I make this into an arrow function. So make this itself into an arrow function. I'll click it, so it will come like this. Okay, I make this result into arrow function. This is the method for, and you should from now onwards, whenever you use some class based component and you have a function inside it, you should use the arrow function, because this is attached with that only. So you have to use it like this from now onwards. So that is there, and let's now move to the next topic. Okay, next topic is like method as props. This topic name is method as props. So what is this topic? Okay, so in React, what happens? See the data. What I have commented it out. Data is passing from the parent component to the child component. I have told it earlier. So the app is the parent component. Greeting, welcome are the child component. So this data is passing from like this, from the parent to the child component. Data is passing. So it is very easy to do like this, but in the opposite way, if I want to do the opposite way, from the children to the parent, how to do that? It is not Angular that we have two-way binding or those things. Someone is coming on the Angular. It is not like that. It is not inbuilt something. But React people also know this thing. A lot of people know this thing. We actually do in React with something known as callback function. This is not a trick, but everybody work like that only. You want to pass data in the opposite direction, which is from the children to the parent. You have to use something known as that way is known as method as props, and it is like a callback function we're going to use. So let us understand it how to do that thing. So now we are going to come here, and we are going to have a new component known as parent component dot js and child component dot js. Parent component.js and child component.js I'll have. So this in this parent component I will have again RCC export default parent component I'll have, and like this I'll have. Now here I will have a r const I'll have, and parent name is like maybe Robin Hood Senior like this. So this is something I'm having. Let me save it. Now I have this constructor. Now what I'm having, I'll have a here. I'll have a function read rent like this. Arrow function I'm taking because it is always good to take a arrow function, as we learned it earlier. So I'll have a alert hello this dot state dot parent name, whatever is there, like this I'm going to have. Okay, and it's better to not use it like this because I don't like it like this. It should be template string. So I will have a this dollar. Yes. So this is not a state of parent name, but I'm not going to call this greet parent from here. It will be very easy, and it is not something which you are going to learn. We are going to learn to pass the data from the child component to the parent component. For that, what we have to do, we'll render the child component here inside this return. We'll render it, and our child component actually let us first create the child component, or else it will give me error. So it is not. I'm not going to have a state or something here. So I will create a functional component here. Okay, and inside this maybe I will have a button I'll have, and it will be like a greet parent button I'll have. So let me have this button, and let me come back here, and from here I will call the child component. So like this. Child component I'm just trying the child component, and let me also have this child component here in the app.js. Let me directly here. Have it here. Child component, and child component. Save it, and the greet parent button is been shown like this. Okay, so maybe a bit of div so that it can have some space and all. Okay, So this child component is been shown. So now what? So now we are going to pass the data from the your your parent component to the child component. So how to do that? So in the in the parent component, what I'm going to have in this child component, this greet parent is there. So I'll have something known as the greet handler. I could have it as the same name as greet parent. You'll see a lot of people use it as the same name. So I'll have this greet handler, and then I will have this dot greet parent. I'll have this dot greet parent. I'll have. And what is calling this props I'm passing the reference to this function itself. So this is actually a callback function. Now I will go here. I'll get this props here because I'm passing a props, so I'll get a props here, props. And I'm going to, in this button, I'll have an on click handler I'll have, and this will have this props dot greet handler. Prop dot greet handler I'm going to have prop dot greet handler. So this I'm calling. So what will happen here? The moment I click this thing, so this prop dot greet handler will call, which is actually this props. So it is going back, and what is it is calling? It is calling this dot greet parent, means a callback function. It is calling this function. From here I'm clicking it and it is calling this. So if I do this, okay, so it is not happening. Something is wrong. Okay. One sec. Greet handler, props dot greet handler, and what is not coming? And this dot greet parent is okay. Refresh it. Let me click it. That's strange. This is not coming. Okay. Okay, let me have a console.log. Console.log. I'm getting remove this thing. Why I need this thing? Oh, I got it. Why it is not coming? Maybe I have not given the parent. Oh. Why I have given that? It is a parent component which will come in. Child component. And component will come here. And let me make it back to an alert. Save it. This thing happens. So now I will do the great parent to see how this is coming. Hello, Robin. Not seeing it. So I'm passing the data from. I'm not passing the data. I'm just passing the control item. The control isn't passed from this child component to the parent component. Okay, the data, the control isn't passed, but the data is not passed. See, like when we were passing the data, like this save ReactJS, React Native, we were actually passing the data here. So I want to pass the data now. So to pass the data, what we are going to do here, we're going to do the calling in a different way, which we have seen recently. Okay, so like this I'll do, and like this is, you can do it like this, and we can pass a parameter also here. If you call it in this way, this is the arrow function way, which we were seeing just 5-10 minutes back. So in this way, you can pass the parameter also. So I'll pass the parameter here. I'll pass it like so, the thing junior. Like this I'll pass, and I'll save it. Now what will happen in this parent component, I don't have to change anything here, but here I will get a name, some name I'll get, some parameter I'll get. Okay, so maybe I'll name it child name. Hello parent, maybe from, and child name I'll do, save it. So now the moment I press it, see this. I mean, it is from solution union, which is coming from the child component. It means we're passing the data in the opposite direction. We are passing this data. This is kind of a data. This data we're passing from the child component to the parent component. So this is there. So this we are done with this thing, method at props. Now we will learn about the way in which we can conditionally render a part of the code. So okay, so there are actually four ways again to conditionally render a part of the code, and all of those ways are very important, because through that you will be able to know that that this way if else statement, how if else statement works in React, how your ternary operator works in React. So all those things you should know. So let us do that, and with that we are going to come here, and we are going to have something as user greeting.js. User greeting.js I'll have, and RCC I'll have, and sport default user greeting I'll have like this. And here, what we are going to do, we are going to see how the means. Okay, let me first do it. And our const I'm going to have, and this is logged in is true. So we are going to mimic if some user is logging or not. So suppose if the user is logging, we're going to show something else, or if the user is not logging, we're going to show something else. Generally, this is logged in thing comes from the backend. Okay. So what we are going to show here? So we are going to show something like this. Like this, I will have something like H1 is like welcome Hindu. Welcome. Yes. So we all know this thing. So if we are logged in, so welcome username comes, and if you're not logged in, welcome guest comes. So we're just seeing that okay, if it is logged in is true, then welcome guest. But right now, let me also showcase this thing, and it will show everything. Like right now, if I go, it will show means like everything, both of these things, and I don't want it like this. I want only, so in this case when is logged in is true, I want only welcome Navindu to be shown. So this is known as conditional learning. So how we are going to do that conditional learning? So we're going to understand how to do this conditional learning. The first thing in React, what we can do, we can use the if else statement also in React. Okay, render, inside the render we can use the if else statement. So how we are going to do that? So here I'm going to come, and here I'm going to have if this dot state dot is logged in, it means it will check whether it is true or not. And I have only single statement, so I will not give the curly bracket. So this is not a React thing, this is a JavaScript thing. So if you have a single statement, it is not required to give the curly brackets. I'm not giving it. So I will have this thing now, and I will exit, and I will else is like this, and return is like this. And now this I do and save it. So hello Navindu will come. Welcome Navindu will come, because this is true and it is coming. Like, and if I make it false, come like this. So this is one way to do it, and you can have a lot big statements like this. I'm taking one statement. You can have 100 lines of code also here. Okay, inside this if statement you can have 100 lines of code. But you see one thing: most of the React developer actually don't use if else statement in render. Nobody uses. There is a reason for that. We'll come to that later on. And one of the reason is that this have a multiple return. Multiple return is never a good thing in React especially. What I'm going to do here, there is a second way, second method. In the second method, what I'm going to have, I'm going to have a let message like this, and this message, actually this message, I will make it message is equal to this. I do, and again this message is equal to this, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to return this message. I'll return this message. Same thing. See, welcome guest is coming. So nothing broke. It is showing like this. Now I'll make it as true. And now it is Nabindu is coming. So this is like this. So this is the method number 2. But method number 3 is the way in which React we use the most. You'll go to any company, work as a React.js developer, you'll find it out. Okay, so this method is the one which you use the most. Okay, so let me also comment this out, because it's better that all of you have this thing with you. And the method number 3 is like return is like this. I'm going to do it in a single. I can do it in a single line. This dot state dot is logged in, and I'm going to use the ternary operator. And as I told earlier, ternary operator, this is the most important way. As I told when I was teaching ternary, I've told that ternary operator is the way in which we work the most. So welcome Navindu and welcome guest is coming with a ternary operator. This is a state dot is logged in, and if it is true, it will return welcome Navindu. If it is false, it will return this. So in this case, it is true, so it will return welcome Navindu, and this is false, and you're going to use the ternary operator only most of the cases. Most of the time you're going to use this. You're going to see a fourth case, but actually that is not a fourth case. We have only three cases. That is like this all is if else system. That is only like a if statement. If you require if statement a lot, you're going to use that. And but the use cases of that is also a lot. Lot means you're going to see me also using this a lot. So I'll have this return and this dot state dot is logged in, and I will have this and action welcome window. But in this case, see, I cannot have two things. Like in this case, when it is false, nothing is going to show. It will only show where it is true. Okay, so this is also known as short circuit operator and also known as AND operator. But how this is working actually? There is also a logic behind that. So in AND operator, we have seen earlier in JavaScript sometime we have seen that AND operator checks both the operand left and right, and it will go inside or something only when the both of them are true. Okay, so here what is happening? AND operator, there is another property. The property is that if the left hand side is false, it will not even check the right hand side. Means any one of them is false, it doesn't matter for it. But if the left hand side is true, then it will check or go to the right hand side. So if this is false, so it will not even go. So this is how we use it, and we are going to use this and an operator and this ternary operator a lot in React, and in lot in React we use it. Okay, so this is done. So now let us do a bit of okay. So we are going to do list rendering. When I was teaching the JavaScript, and I think JavaScript, so I told one thing. Okay, so that this list rendering is generally done with map in React, and in React everything we get, we try to convert it into array, and then through map we do it. Okay, so let us do that, and we come here, and we'll have another thing like person list dot js. Actually, I forgot to give the GitHub yesterday. I'll give it today because this GitHub we are going to use till tomorrow also. I think because today's class list will not be over. So we are going to look into the list. It doesn't matter class based component, functional component. We are not going to use the state. RFC I'm going to do, and it will be coming like this person list, and then I'm going to have this const names equal to, suppose I have an array. Okay, so it is always advisable to everything as an array in React so that we can iterate over it and show it nicely in map. How to do that? How to means how I'm saying that. Okay, so like you this and this. Okay, so let me have only one statement like this. So I will have this like this. So now how to loop through this and how to show it. Actually, the main thing is to show this thing on the screen. So I have a array of names. Now I will go to the names dot map. As you all know that, and in React we love this single line statement. Okay, I will have this name dot name. Instead of name I can have item also, but I am having this name, and then I will have this h1. Okay, so it's not coming here like this h1, and I will have this like this as save it, and then I have to show it also, but I forgot to show it. So I'll do this person list and come here, person list, and save it. So see, name is coming. Okay, but my console is open. That is a good thing. I get a big warning, red warning. Red warning means sort of error only. So it's not breaking the app, but the thing is that in React, it is giving me each child in the list must have a unique key prop. See React warning or something, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is it. So the thing is that React for performance optimization for anything which we loop through map. Okay, and one more thing, how does this map work? Means map is, as I told earlier, map takes an array and add something to it, and it will return the same length. Like this is the length 3, so you have to return something of length 3. And React, what we does, we generally attach something like h1 like this. And instead of the DOM program, you all have seen DOM program which I was doing. In that we use a lot of for each, and we give this backticks and those things. But here generally map and all these things we use. Okay, in React, this is how we use. But let us come to this error. This okay, so this error is there. Okay, unique key prop should be there. So now what to do here? Now every element in React, actually it wants a unique item to be attached to, like a key kind of thing to be attached to. Unique key props. It is also telling us that okay, it should be a key prop should be there. So we have to give a key to everything. Generally, when we get something from the database, what happens? We have some key also, but here we don't have any key. Here we don't have any key. So I will do like this, like key equal to name, because maybe for this small thing name is also unique. I will keep this and I will delete this and I will refresh it and see. So see, nothing will come. Like nothing will come here, and we don't have error. But now we'll look into a real world rendering sample. So like this is a very small example. Let me now comment this out, and now let me have okay, have maybe why not okay. Okay, yeah. Why not take a real world thing like JSON placeholder will go, and maybe yeah. No, let's take a post only. So maybe a post I'm going to take again. So I think we have done this earlier also. So this post I will take maybe 3 posts. I will take. So like, what is this real world rendering? In real world, what happens? All the data generally we send the data as an array of object. So I'll do this thing. Okay, so I will have a const post equal to like this. Okay, like this, and I have to end this because it is giving me an array, giving me another user ID. I don't need user ID. 2, 3. Okay, I don't need this things and. And one more thing, I'm not liking this name. I'm not liking this name and all. This person list, it should be not person list, it should be post list maybe, because it's a post. So let me rename it like post list. I'll have it. Okay, yes. So it is all okay. Where is the import? Okay, okay, the import was here. It is not done. Okay, because I did it. Okay, so let me do it by hand. Post list. Post list, save it, post list, post list, and post list is okay. Save it, did only this. Okay, so now we have to look through it. Okay, we have a post, I'm got an array of objects, so we have to look through it. So how we are going to look through it? First thing is that it is known as a post. So let me come here and do it like a return as a return posts, not map. And posts is there, so we should have a singular of it, which is post. Now we are not going to show it here. So where we are going to show it? We are going to pass it to another component. Okay, another component we are going to pass it and show it there. So let us pass it to another component, and let us make that component, and that will be a singular post component because we are going to show. And this is how we work in real world, like real world example. Post I'll do, and RAFCE function component. So like this I'll do, and then I'll go here, and here this post I'm going to pass to this post component. So I'll come here and post. I'll do this post. I have to import it also. So it got imported at the top. So it got imported. Let me come. It got imported at the top like this. Now I'm passing this. So key is now key is I have to give some unique key here because each of them is an object. So array of objects. So each of the post, this post is an object. This is very important to know. Each one of them is an object. So key will be like this. Post is there. Post unique thing. What is the unique thing here? ID is unique. Post dot ID, and then I don't have something like this and like this and this I'll have, and here I'll have a I can have anything like this. Post equal to, most of the time we do it like this, post equal to post, because I want to pass the complete object, this complete object I want to pass. So post equal to post I'll do, I'll save it, and then I will come to this post. Okay, I'll come to this post, Now maybe it is showing. Okay, names is not defined. Where is the names right now? Person list. Where is the person? Oh, yeah, so it is like this post is coming, but we have to show this thing now. Okay, so let us show this thing, and here we're getting a props. So even the props I will actually destructure because it is a post, so I'll destructure it like this and make it as post, and then show this thing, this, and one. So what we have here, we have this title and body. We have only two things. So that title I will show like this, post dot title, and maybe in a paragraph tag, post dot body. So the next thing is this body is this body is there. So post that body I'll do and save it. And if I come here, why is this showing me again and again? Don't even have a person list now. Okay. Yeah, it is showing. I don't know. Maybe you have to do. Okay, so it is coming. It is showing like this perfectly. It is showing, and this is how it is working. And title and this both of these things are being shown correctly. Okay, so we are done here, and okay. So yeah, we started a bit late. Okay, so no problem. We are going to continue, and we are going to learn about styling in a React component. So let us style this thing actually. So how to style in a React component? So there are actually the most common way to style a React component is like this CSS app.css. App is there and app.css. I'll do the normal CSS way. But the problem with okay, problem we'll learn later on. So let us first do this post. We are going to make this post only look good. So the most common way is like to have this post dot css I'll have, and I can have anything like maybe I will wrap it with the div, and I have a class name equal to, so the class, instead of class I will have class name, and I will have this as a container. So each one of them is a container. So I will control C, control S, and I'll come here and I'll do a dot container. But I have to link them also. So how to link them? I have to link them like import dot post dot css. I will link it like this. Post dot css. I link my register and container. I have to now add something like this. Background color is like skew is there. Will it show? Yeah, it will show. Let me have some padding also. Padding of 10 pixel I'll do. So a bit of padding is being shown now. Margin bottom of 5 pixel. It is show. Okay. Okay. Now it is margin bottom is also being shown. So this is like this. One way to use the CSS like this. Directly create a CSS and use it like this. Okay. So this is one way. So the other way is like the inline CSS. Inline CSS, but how to use the inline CSS in this thing? Okay, how to use that? We learn that thing. Okay, so that way is also very much easy. Like we will have, suppose this H1 and P are there, so we want to give this. So for this H1, I can first let me give to this P. Okay, so const para style is I'm going to do, and this is how we actually make an object here. a bit different from HTML, a bit different from HTML, and we'll make an object here, and we will make the color as red. Okay, this is more than enough. Color as red I am going to do, and maybe the I'll show one thing. Font weight as bold. So see everything it's like an object. It's not like a normal thing. It's like an object I'm giving. Okay, it's like an object I'm giving. Okay, and let me also give today's attendance form. We're going to continue for another 5 minutes. We actually started a bit late today because there was some error in the earlier one. Okay, so your attendance, yeah. Okay, so that is there. So so we have to create an object. An object styling is a bit different. We're having an object, and we are using the key value pair. It is not like this. Semicolon is not there. Key value pair is there, and I have a comma like here, and this red is also C. It's inside a quote. So inside a quote is there. So it is like this, and I will save it. Now I have to use it here. So how to use it? So in P I will come and I'll do a style equal to in this. I will give just a para style I will give, and I will save it. And the color will red and font weight will be bold, will be graded. So this is like this. Okay, so another way is there. You'll see a lot of people uses that way. Which way is like this? They will not like. They will just use this directly inside this. Use this directly inside this. They are going to do. So that way is like I'll come here and I will do style like here. And I'll do not one but two times. Two times I'm going to do like this, and then I can give the any style here directly. Okay, then I'll do a color as dark, okay, dark dark blue I'll do. So like this you can do. So dark blue. So the color is dark blue is done. So this way you can do. Again, most people prefer this way than this way because if I give internal this inline styling, we generally do it like this. But you cannot give more here; it will not look good. So this is one thing is there. Okay. So these are the way. But all of this way, except this way, means in the inline styling, I'll do. This is again creating a global style. And creating a global style is very. It's not a good thing. It can break. I've seen it breaking very big React apps because in the apps which we are using, it was having 10,000 lines of code, and a lot of front-end engineers to work in that. And if suppose everyone is trying to give this container keyword, container is there, so it will break this. And container is a very common name. Even if you tell them not to use h1 h2, they will give this container and it will break those things. So to solve those things, there are two ways actually. One is the module way, and module way is okay. It is not that common. I'm going to tell a very good way, and that is known as style component, and I love it a lot. And people use that a lot. Style components. What a style component is actually a third-party library, and as in React, you have to npm install it, and it has got something very nice with it that you can use some props kind of thing. You can reuse the styles, and the thing is that it creates its local copy. Okay, it doesn't create a global copy; it creates a local copy. So it is like sty LED style components. I'm going to have and see this documentation. I'll have to go and okay, let me make it a bit bigger so they don't have a good installation I have to do. And I have to do like npm I styled component. So let me come here and command J and npm I style component. So it's a small npm package which you have to do. So npm I style component I've done. It is done. Now what I have to do here, a little bit smaller again. So as they've told, so we can use this style just like a wrapper. So wrapper section and all I can do. Okay, I'm not going to use a wrapper. I'm directly going to use. So and then you have to do the style dash one. It adapts to the props as it is saying. So I'll use something like this. Okay, button. I'll use a button here, and I'll give a button. So see this button, not a normal button I'm using. So a button I've given. Okay, then I will also copy this thing. I'm copying their example only. Now, like this, I will copy and comment, remove this out. And also, we have to do import import styled from style component. You have to do this. I'll save it. So now see what is happening. So this button, actually there was a button here, style dot button I have given, and in this this codes and backtick I have to give everything. So this is the normal CSS which I'm giving, font size and all those things are there, and it is like a normal CSS I've given. But I can use something known as props, and there are other features also in a style component. You can go through this guide and maybe sometime I use this, and you can see. So this props is there, but this props is not like your normal React prop. This is something which a style component comes. Okay, a lot of times what happens, all of this library have their own things. Okay, so this props is like that. Okay, so this means that if the props is there, okay, if props the primary is there, you'll make the background as this, or else it is this. If the props the primary is there, the color is white, or else it is like this. So what I can do in, as they're showing, we generally use this kind of things a lot, inverted buttons. So one is this primary, one is this normal. So instead, if we are not going to use this, we have to write this common styles two times, but we're not we're writing it one time only, and in one of the button I'm passing it as primary. So if I go here, see this, they're the opposite of each other, but this props I'm going to pass, and this props is not our React props. This is their own props which they have created. So don't get confused with that. And this is how the style component has been used, and we have created a quite nice looking post and all. Okay, so this is done, and actually we have some more things are remaining which we are going to do tomorrow. And if you liked it, please do like and subscribe. If you are liking it, please do like and subscribe to my channel, like this video and subscribe to my channel. And we'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to complete this class base, then we have to move to the hook also, and after that you have to do a lot of React projects. Do a lot of React projects, you'll get a job for sure, and post it on LinkedIn. You have some networking, you do some networking, as I always say on my Saturday workshop, do some networking and you'll get a job. So that is not a main thing. So with this I'll end today's stream, and I'll meet you